know, every year Autism Speaks raises millions around the world to help families and fund research. Well, this month, WMAR is taking a look at families in our area that are supporting the cause. WMAR 2 News' Maui Safaste introduces us tonight to Team Ronnie.
Megan and Pete Vascos' 7-year-old son Ronnie is known as the happiest kid at his school and on his Sykesville block.
He's a very loving boy. He loves to give squeezes and hugs and gallop and walk around the house all day and laugh and giggle. He's always got a big smile on his face. I know he's kind of known at his school for everyone loves Ronnie because he's always happy.
But when Ronnie was around 2 years old and his skills started to regress, his parents took him to a doctor, and soon after he was diagnosed with autism. Pete says the diagnosis was devastating and one he didn't see coming.
Well, he was my first son, and there's obviously that bond between a father and a son. We're gonna go play catch. I'm gonna teach him how to fish, or he's gonna be the superstar of the soccer team, like I was when I was a kid. So once the initial shock kind of wears off, your mind does start to go to that, and you find yourself not necessarily embracing the positives, but thinking about the downside, the things that we're not gonna be able to do.
Megan and Pete say they connected with Autism Speaks, created Team Ronnie, and started fundraising just weeks later.
I didn't know anyone who had a child with autism, so I was kind of looking for anything that could give us advice, ways to get involved in the community, and to raise awareness. A lot of people that I've met through Autism Speaks is saying the same thing I'm feeling when I see their posts on Facebook or something, and I can reach out to them and discuss what we're going through together, and it's nice to have people who understand. Since we've gotten connected with them, we've had a lot of opportunities, I feel like, to get not only connections with other families, but it's led us to organizations that have just recently now reached out to us and are willing to build him a customized bike.
Through the love of his parents and the Autism Speaks community, Ronnie has grown leaps and bounds in the last 5 years.
I have a very vivid memory of us putting Ronnie to bed one night. He was probably like 3, and it was a bad day. It was a really bad day, and I remember giving me a night saying, "I love you," and he just laid there and went to bed. And Pete looked at me and said, "One day I would just love to hear him say that back." And in my mind, I was like, that's never gonna happen. But now, every night when we say, "Good night, Ronnie, good night, I love you," he says it every night.
Now the Vascos advocate for parents of newly diagnosed children and want to make sure every family knows what signs to look for.
And that's one of the reasons why we take all this so seriously, and why we really do push for Autism Speaks, because I didn't know any of that. And since I've met people who were just like me, and I've tried to advocate for them and show them the signs of what to be seen and what to be looking for, because I certainly didn't see it.
Megan and Pete say the support of Team Ronnie has been overwhelming even during the pandemic.
For Megan and I to reach out to friends, family, colleagues, and see the money coming in, it's amazing. We want to emphasize that we recognize what this nation or what the world's going through. So this is just, if there is something, any little bit that you can give to support the Autism Speaks, it's so appreciated.